I wish I knew this guy since my year 2.
JB Moro, go and get your bag.
I can't really sleep, but did I miss?
Hi lovers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is Chloe Edwin here, and I am welcoming you. If you're a returning subscriber, you are most welcome. If this is your first time of tuning in, you are also welcome. Okay, so I noticed that, or I know that most of my subscribers are students who are in the university, and then some of us are already done with school, are already working, and yeah. So today is for my major and my most subscribers. But you are free to watch the video till the end, but this is majorly for students. Now, as you all know, as most of you know, I just got inducted into the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. So I am officially a doctor. So it's been 7 years of hard work, perseverance, determination, sleepless nights, confusion, and lovely experiences. So it's been all in one. So medical school was really not as I expected. Yes. Was it more than my expectation? Was it less of my expectation? You will get to know if you watch this video till the end. Okay, so let's dive into the business of the day. So before I got into medical school, as most of you know, you have to write your JAMB, you have to write your post-UTME. So how was it before I wrote my JAMB? Okay, so I graduated from a school where we had everything taught. We had the best teachers, we had the best tutorials, best managers. I went to a missionary school, by the way, so I was properly trained in learning and in character. Yes, big shout out to St. Anthony of Padua High School, Onitsha, Anambra State. So I seem to be the star girl of my school. Let me put it, of my school, not just my class, of my school. So secondary school was a fun moment for me. It was a glorious experience. So I got lots of awards. Even within the states, I went for competitions. So I'm saying this, I'm heading somewhere, so just flow in with the story. So I had lots of awards. I wrote my basic education certificate examination and I got the best overall. Anambra State. Yes, you heard me right. Anambra State. So out of the whole school in Anambra State, I had the best. Yes. So I received lots of cash prizes. I got a scholarship. I had a laptop all to myself, Okay, now you may be thinking that someone who had all this to herself, who was brilliant, who had lots of awards, would have no fear having medicine and surgery as her first choice in her JAMB, the registration rather. Regardless of what was happening around me, there was fear, there was doubt that I was not good enough to compete with all the other brainiacs all over the states in Nigeria. Because I know most people want to study in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Now, my first choice was microbiology. As at then, I was still in my SS3, so I had to put microbiology, not because I wanted to study microbiology, but because I felt it was easier for me to get the score and get the admission. And then, to my greatest surprise, I went to write my post-UTME, and we were told that the post-UTME was cancelled. That was 2016. So I had to come back home. There was no email, there was no admission of any sort. So I had 1 more year to stay at home. Now, this 1 year was the best year of my preschool. Now, I had 1 year all to myself to think, to re-strategize, to replan. So my study plan had to change. My reading time has to change. I had a different daily activities because I knew what I wanted to do. Now, I had to ask myself some basic questions. Glory, I know you've always wanted to help people. Health-wise, financially, you just want to help people. And then, you love children. You don't like seeing children suffer. You love children. So that means is either you're going for pediatrics or you're going for obstetrics and gynecology. So whichever way, you literally have to go for medicine and surgery. I literally had to go for medicine and surgery. So I started the journey with faith. I changed everything. My study plan, I changed everything. Got the right materials and dived into my study. As God may have it, I got my first JAMB score, 313. It was a shock to everyone. It was a shock to me. So, but that was the proof, that was the only proof I needed to know that I was not alone in this journey. That was the only proof God needed to show me that this is where you are called. So, 313, that's a huge score for someone who had 231 in her first JAMB. Now, I got into school. I had to make friends with those who had the right information. I had to make friends who were very good at attending classes. I had to make friends with people who study longer hours than I do. Yes. I had to make friends who have better access to materials than I do. Yes. I had calculated moves. Yes, my moves were calculated. So that's one thing I will applaud myself for. I did a great job there. But there were other aspects of medical school that I know that how I wish I was informed. So, and that's what we are doing today. I love you. And I don't want you to make the mistakes that I made. No. You can't be on this platform and make the same mistake that Glory Edwin made. Never. So, you are still in school. You are in year 1, year 2, year 3, final year, whichever one. This video will help you. Now, there were things I happened to know in my final year that I wish I knew in my first year. My second year rather, because my first year was all about the things we've done in secondary school, physics, you know, we were just repeating all of them. And yeah, CGPA I got 5.00. we moved, so it was somehow a walkover. But I mean second year, the things that I know in final year, I wish I knew them in my second year, sorry. So, what are those things that I think that you deserve to know? Now, 1, classes. I didn't attend all my classes. At first, in my year 1, I did excellently well with my classes. Year 2, let's say 85% of the classes, year 3 was more like 50% of the classes. Now you may be wondering, what do I do? What am I doing? What if I'm not in school? What do I do? Now I thought I was doing myself a great favor by staying at home to study. I thought, let me repeat that statement, that I was doing myself a huge favor by staying at home to study. You may be watching this video and you do literally just that. And I'm talking to you, it does not help. Trust me, it doesn't help. Especially for a Nigerian student who wants to pass his or her examination, it does not help. Yes, I scaled through, I pass. Do you get? Obviously, there are advantages and disadvantages to everything, but I'm telling you that it is not a wise decision to leave your classes and decide to stay back at home to study. You may pass, but I'm telling you that you won't get the utmost level of pass or excellent pass that you are desiring unless you just want to pass. And that's not a good status if you just want to pass. But there is this beauty that comes out when you know that, oh, I know I've passed, but it's distinction I'm thinking towards. There is this level of pride that comes with it. So, do not be like Glory Edwin in her 3rd year. Attend all your classes. Now, there is one thing you should do as a student. Everything I say here, take it seriously. I'm not just capping. This is reality. Before you join that new class, before you move from 200 level to 300 level, do me a favor. Reach out to your senior colleagues who just went through that particular level and ask them, who were your major lecturers? The examinations you wrote, what were the major topics? There are major lecturers in every university. Questions cannot just be brought out by anybody. There are specified lecturers that if their questions are not in an examination, that examination cannot hold. Try to know those lecturers that matter. Get to know the topics that they discuss in class, and then get to obtain the updated notes for their lectures. You will come back and thank me later. You will come back and thank me later. Now, when you have these key lecturers in the palm of your hands, when you have these key lecturers in the palm of your hands, 50% of your problem is solved. 50% of your problem, your examination is solved. So another important thing you have to do for yourself is, if in any attempt of you missing a class, if you decide to miss a class, do not miss a class of an important lecturer, the one I just described. Do not miss their class. Before their class, one thing you have to do for me. Now, this thing I'm saying here, you're supposed to attend a paid class for it. You are supposed to pay for this information, because I am 100% sure that this is just all you need to pass. This is all you need to pass. You're supposed to pay me for this information. But let's continue. Anything for you guys. Okay, So one thing you have to do for me before that particular important lecture, do you know their topics? Have their topics written. At the side, by the side of the topics, have the names of those important lecturers written. Now do well to go through those important topics. I am not saying that those are the only topics you have to read for your exam. No. But those are the topics you should dwell on during your examination. Now make sure you go through those topics. Now before a particular topic, if you have, they do release topics meant to be taught by each lecturer. So before class, you do well to go through that particular topic he or she is going to teach, so that during class you get to follow. Lecturing is different from teaching. They lecture, they hit the keynotes, and then they move. So if you are not as fast as possible to understand what is being taught, you may be left behind. Now go through that topic before the lecturer comes into the class, so that when the lecture is being delivered, you get to flow at the frequency of the lecturer. You are not left behind. And then there is this joy that comes with after teaching, and you've already learned it. After the lecturer has delivered the message, you go, like, there's this joy that comes with, I want to know more about this topic. I know some people can relate to what I'm saying. There were exciting topics that after you've read, you come to the class, it has been taught. This is two time learning. Then there is this curiosity that I want to know more about this topic. And you see yourself searching textbook, you see yourself researching on that particular topic. And before you know it, there is no particular question they will ask you on that topic that you can't just deliver. Because you've read it, the lecturer has taught it, and then the textbook and researches gave you what you wanted. So what am I saying? Do not skip your classes. Do not, even those you think they don't matter, they are not important lecturers, their classes should not be skipped. Do you know why? Sometimes the university tends to shovel things up. They get few questions from the important lecturers, and then get few questions from those lecturers that you think their topic may not matter, or you think their topics may not matter. So as you are dwelling on the major topics and important lecturers, do not skip classes of the rest. Now, to the next point. The first one was classes. Now to the second one. Now the second one I'm going to talk about is textbook. You see, textbook, that's where we tend to make mistakes as students. That's the truth. Some students, provided the money is there, just name the textbook and they are already on their way to the market to get the textbooks. Guys, this is not how it works. This is not how it works. You are absolutely buying textbooks just to dump them and pack them as a library or from a bookshelf of books you don't read, of books that are irrelevant to you. Before you buy a textbook, do one thing for me. The same way you ask for important lectures and important lecturers, go back to your senior colleagues that have passed that level, that have already moved to the next level, and ask them, please, in all sincerity, can you tell me the textbooks that you personally used to pass your exam? Now watch this. The textbooks that you personally used to pass your exams? Now, after asking this question, he tends to list them. Oh, these were the textbooks that helped me. And I saw some of the questions in these textbooks in the exam hall. He is telling you something that helped him personally. At this point, he has no reason to hide. Some students tend to hide what they use to pass the exam from their colleagues. But at this point, you are not his colleague. You are a junior partner. So you are a junior student. So he has no reason to hide. They will boldly tell you, these were the materials that helped me. And then you may be hearing from rumors and everybody, this is the textbook, oh, this is the textbook, oh. They said if you want to pass this one, buy this one. Don't do that. It's always in every university. Buy this material. If there's this material they say you will need to pass, buy this one. You will buy this one. Before you know it, they say it's not that one, no, that there is another one that is higher than that one. You will buy this one. You will buy. Before you know it, you for just one course you have already six textbooks. You have 6 materials already, as large as something you may not finish reading before the exam comes. And the 120k is already gone on textbook. So don't do that. As the rumors are flying, just be very calculative. Those rumors, all you have to do is pen those rumors down. Oh, this is one material, this is the second material. Then ask that your senior colleague which one helped you. After he or she has answered which one helped them, then the next question you ask, how about this textbook? How about this particular textbook? I heard if you want to pass medicine, buy this. I heard if you want to pass surgery, buy this. Is it true? Did this textbook help you? Ask those questions. You will hear the shocking answers from them, from experience. Funny enough, you hear that particular textbook, everybody say that it's not it though. There was this particular textbook that was everywhere then. I was studying surgery. Everybody, buy this surgery, buy this textbook if you want to pass surgery. I asked question, and they literally told me that this is a textbook you have to buy. That other one is more like a summarized topic. They summarize this topic and they dish it out. So I don't know, people don't tend to broaden their knowledge. They want to buy the summarized one, and and the person that told me said no, this textbook didn't help me. This was a textbook that helped me. I got the textbook that helped him and I scaled through. And then a junior student comes again just some weeks back and he is like, Glory, do you suggest I get this textbook? That same summarized textbook. The rumor has started again, but he wants to make an inquiry. And I told him, this textbook did not help me. I'm sorry to say. This was a textbook that helped. That doesn't mean that the other one is as useless as I seem to be describing it. No. I made reference to that textbook. And I told him these were the areas I had to make reference to the other textbook. So if I'm to advise you, you may not need to buy it as a hard copy. Just have it as a PDF in your phone so that whenever you need to check one or two things, you just go in there and come out. But have the other textbook as a hard copy. And he said, thank you. So this is me to you. Ask question. Buy the textbook that will help you. Don't just be buying textbook. You end up not reading them. I know you know that. You end up not reading them. Save your money. Okay? So the next thing is making your notes. Now, to pass literally in any university, trust me, in any university, all you need is your classes, your class notes, as I've already discussed. 2, your textbook as I just described now. Now the next thing is your own personal note. You see these three things. Once you have these three things coordinated, you are good to go. One thing I skipped about your class note is make your class note as neat, as understandable as possible. There is something I used to do back then in school. Back then. Okay, so I do well to record. I had 2 mobile phones. I have 2 phones. So one is for recording majorly. It has a bigger storage capacity. So all I have to do is once I enter the class, I press the recording button. I give it to, if I'm not close to where the lecturer usually stand, I give it to someone, a friend who is closer, and tell the friend to just keep it right up. The lecturer doesn't have to know you're recording. Yes, just be smart. Record the class, and then you go back home. If there are things the lecturer said that you couldn't capture, you get to capture them via the voice recording. Now, do you know what this voice recording does? You know, sometimes when a lecture is going on, you'll be jotting. A lecturer may say something that is important. You may not know that what he just said is very important for you to pass. Maybe it may be an exam question. You may not know. Obviously, you may not know. It's the first time you are hearing that topic. The first time you are listening to it. So you may not know that this is a potential exam question. You are jotting. You skipped that part. Now, do you know what this recording does for you? This recording, as you go back home to listen to it, you get to hear the details of the things that you skipped. And then after you've read that topic on your own, and then you go back to listen to the recording, you will literally be smiling, because you know the topic is already made easy. Just do this, guys. You will understand what I'm trying to explain. Record, have the record, go back home, read the topic, play the recording again. You will see, you will flow with the lecturer at his or her own pace. So find a recording device, it will be of help. So let's go to the next one. So the next one I said is your own notes. Now this is something I wish I knew from my year 2. I'm almost crying. I wish I knew this, guys, since my year 2. I wish I knew this since my 2nd year. I wish I knew this since my 2nd year. Now this is the most beautiful, the most comprehensive, and the most fascinating note you just need to have. The mistake I made having to write my personal note. Flow with me. Having to have a pen and a note to write my personal note. That shit slows you down. You see, that shit of having a pen and a paper and you're making your personal notes, you're combining both what the lecturer said, your lecture materials, and you're combining it with the information you're getting from a textbook or from an online source, and you're making it a personal note by writing. You will most likely not finish before exam. You will most likely not finish before your exam. It will slow you down. It will make you not to cover lots of topics. It will make you feel like you're progressing, but you are just moving. since my first year till my 500 level, this was what I was doing. Topic 2. Okay, I have all the information here. Then I'll use my blue pen, use my red pen, and they probably have a marker. Every point is detailed. That's beautiful. Yes, if you see my, yeah, that's beautiful. You use blue, you use red. Oh, that's very beautiful. I commend that. Now there is an easier way to do this. I know some of you will come and thank me, and I'm waiting for it. You see this secret? This secret, nobody thought. I discovered it in my final year, my 600 level. And then, what did I do? I dropped my book. I dropped my pen. My book and pen ends in class. I repeat, book and pen ends during lectures. Once I'm done with lectures, I drop it. What do? I get my textbook by my side. I get my class jotter by my side. And then what is right in front of me is a laptop or an iPad or a notebook form of system, a system that it could be a phone or it could be another phone that automatically allows you to copy and paste. Use that money to buy an iPad. If you're in your second year, do this. You still have years to stay in school. Do it. If you're in final year, you may decide to, oh, I'm already done with this. If you're still studying your education, or you want to go on to another higher level of academic excellence, just do this. Get a system. Tell your parents you want to buy a system. You can still get something that can copy and paste at 100,000. You can still get something that can copy and paste at 80,000. 80,000. 80,000. You can get 80,000 as a student. Tell me you just can't. You can. I wasn't buoyant, even though I wasn't from a poor family, but I didn't have everything all to my hand, but I could save lots of money with what I do have. Tell your parents, tell your uncle, that uncle that stays abroad, that uncle that has money, that friend that is ready to give you money, supports you. Tell them, this thing I'm telling you will make you scale new heights academically. It will just fast forward you. Now, when I got to understand that I was wasting my time writing, jotting, wasting books, I got my system. All I needed to do is open the PDF of the textbook I want to study, have my class notes by my side, open a research. It may be a Google, it may be anything that helps you with medical information. Open it. Now go to your MS Word and make your notes. You will stay on that system. Hey God, you will be on that system and you will study up to 7 topics in one day. More than 7 topics in a day. How? Are you still not getting what I'm saying? You have your MS Word, you have your PDF, the PDF of your textbook in your system, you have your Google research, and then you have your class notes. You type topic 1, hypertension, and then you go to the PDF. You get to the page where hypertension was talked about. You go to your research, open hypertension, you have every information at the tip. You don't have to jot things, waste time. It wastes lots of time. And then even in that system, you open your lecturers. I skipped that. You open your lecturers' material. They do release material at the end of lectures. I know I'm being truthful here. I know it's every university, right? It's not just UNM. So lecturers tend to release their lecture notes in form of PDF, in form of PowerPoint to students. Now those are summarized lecture notes, but those are key points to where they highlight their exam questions from. So what do? You literally, this is 3 whole bunch of information at the palm of your hands. What are you still looking for? What exactly are you still looking for? Oh God, how I wish I knew this from my second year. This literally helped me in my final year. This was super fast and super amazing, guys. I had lots of friends who saw me and they were like, Jesus, God, is this what you do? Oh my God, how I wish I knew. This makes things very easy. Some of them came to get I sent my material, my own jotter, my own online jotter to them. I had my personal notes, and my personal notes were not written. They were in form of PDF in MS Word. I shared it to people to read. Now I copy the important place, I paste it on my MS Word. I go to my material, copy this important point, paste it. You will notice that your MS Word material contains your textbook, your lecture notes, your PDF, PowerPoint the lecturer gave you after the lecture, including your research. So a whole hypertension has information from 4 sources. Now there is no how that question will be twisted that you will miss your way. There is no how. Even if you don't know 100% of the question, 60% is in that note. 60% non that note. Then another thing I do is I highlight the major points in red. MS Word is easy to use. I just highlight, change the color to red. Now if you get to read my notes, then I'll get to show you a screenshot up. So you get to know that this lady is talking from experience. You see how beautiful and how easy reading is. You enjoy studying. This was how I enjoyed surgery. I had fear for surgery before then, but this was how surgery became my best. My lecture notes were appetizing. They were colorful. Now I finished reading all my topics even before we started preparing for exams. I had about 3 months to get ready for my exam. Don't worry, I'll tell you guys what happened before then. Yes, you will get to know. But just know that for my final exam, I had just 3 months to get ready for it. And you may be thinking, someone who just experienced a downfall in her academics may not be able to cover up. But trust me, I covered up. I even covered up more than my friends who did not experience the downfall or the backwardness I experienced the previous year. I covered. And this was what helped me. Now, this copy and paste in your MS Word makes you faster. It gives you speed. You know what? At this point, I'm not going to talk any further. You see these 3 things I've mentioned today? Go and try it. You see this MS Word, copy and paste, have your PDF and your lecture materials. Try it. And then if you're coming to thank me, if you're coming to thank me, or when you're coming, not if, when you're coming to thank me, come loaded. Okay? Come loaded in words. Not, I don't need your money. Come loaded in words. Don't just write, thank you, Glory, for this information. No. Be detailed. Be loaded. Make your words rich. Make me feel that importance of this information I just delivered to you. And I'll be glad to share it to everyone else. I'll be glad to share it on my social media platform. Yes. So, I know I must have taken lots of time, but trust me, this video is worth the time. So, finally, this is me saying once more thank you for watching this video to the very end. You see, you are absolutely the best. You see, you who sat here to the very end, you are literally the best. And I totally love you. Please subscribe. Tell your friends that Dr. Glory is on YouTube to stay, and she has a lot in store for everyone. So thank you guys for tuning in once more. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your like. If you really love this video, do well to like, do well to comment, do well to share to your friends, and I'll be glad to see you guys in my next video. Bye.